I have a vested interest in this as much as every other African American a part of this country. Because I won't lie about it. I have felt myself at the center of racial controversy time and time again throughout my life. And as someone who has chosen to not play those games into those labels, I'm really interested in seeing, one, whether the government that claims to represent itself as a hero and a savior to many killed an individual who did more for the right to association in the few years that he was around than the founding fathers did by forming this country. I can make this video today because of MLK. I can speak my mind, heart, and soul out to all desires in my body, mind, and soul because of Martin Luther King Jr. And I am angry that I don't get to say thank you. That I don't get to shake his hand. That I don't get to see the smile on his face that comes from him understanding that we have come a long way from the days of his old. And while everything by no means is perfect in regards to race, we still have plenty of individuals of the Caucasian persuasion who are vehemently and openly racist towards black people, but we also have vice versa, which is black folks being some of the most bigoted, belligerent, and racist mofos I've ever had the displeasure of listening to. I wonder what would happen in a world where he was still around with that. I'm angry because I don't get to see the universe where Martin Luther King Jr. is still around to be an actual moral arbiter of society that was worth something. Would I still have to deal with being called an Uncle Tom because I choose to speak with eloquence? Would my own kin still be shunning themselves from themselves because they don't adhere to a wasteful, toxic identity that serves no one, especially the black community? Would white people be so comfortable with bumping shoulders with me so they're able to use me as a surrogate to feel comfortable to say the things that they wouldn't to someone who's a bit darker in their complexion than me? Would racism be able to be weaponized to the degree that it was, and by all means desensitized to the degree that it's been through the usage of political pandering? These files being released and the results thereof have catastrophic implications for this nation as a whole. Because the reason why you and I can talk the way we do is because of that man, regardless of whether you agree with what he was politically or religiously. The freedom to association as important as the freedom to disassociation, and we had a country that legalized forcing disassociation between people who didn't want it. It is a common misconception that all white people back in the day wanted the Jim Crow laws to be around. That businesses wanted to alienate huge swaths of populations of people who could have given them more money. It's insane that some people believe that. And yes, there were plenty of folks who were about that life, but there were plenty who weren't, because this was always an argument about the right to disassociation and dissociation, the freedom that comes along with it, the freedom to be able to say, I don't like you because I don't like you. And this man made it acceptable to say, I like you because I like you, regardless of your skin color. And our government more than likely murdered him. That's the truth. What would my life be today if Martin Luther King Jr. was still alive? That is what these files being released makes me ask, means to me. Here's hoping I get to find out.